Hello friends and enemies, welcome back to Happy For Now. It's me, Isabel, here with a requested video that I was like, you know what, this is perfect timing because we are entering sale season and I think we should talk about saving money on books because that's something I love to do personally. Specifically digitally on books, I feel like there's a lot of resources to save money on books physically that I don't need to go over here. I feel like there's a lot of that out there and information about it, but I've done this video a few times before and I felt like it's time for a new version because some things have shifted and changed since my previous videos, especially with one of my favorite places to go for a library card. Also, this discussion, generally speaking, is going to be centered on North America because I don't live outside of the United States, so I don't have resources or know of resources on how to save money outside of the States. So if you do have those, leave them in the comments so I can pin that comment. Like, I'll leave a comment to be like, drop extra resources here. And that is for legal means to get books. We're not gonna share some websites down there, okay? So before we get started, I will have everything timestamped for you down below if you need to skip around to different sections if you have questions or you're looking for one specific thing. It should be pretty easy to locate. Let's dive right in with libraries. So this is my favorite way personally to read a lot of the popular titles I want to read without having to spend as much money, because overall the yearly fee for my out-of-state libraries is less than the amount I read from them. It's just a fact. It's how it always works for me, at the very least. So first up, the Brooklyn Public Library no longer offers out-of-state library cards, so that sucks. But if you are local to that area, you can probably get, like if you're a New York State resident, you can probably get a Brooklyn Library card for a fee. Highly recommend. It's a great service. It was one of my favorites. So in that happening, I did discover that the Queen's Public Library does have an out-of-state card option, and supposedly someone in Canada was able to get one, so you know, check it out. It may be an option for you. Because of that, I can't recommend checking them out enough. I personally don't have a Queen's Public Library card yet. My Brooklyn card doesn't expire until next spring, so I'm really lucky that mine renewed. I was able to renew it before the new terms came out about not being able to have an out-of-state card, like that they were ending that program. I got very lucky. So I don't have the Queen's one yet, but it is one that I will be getting probably in the future, because after doing one of my favorite tips, which is browsing their Overdrive or Libby to see what books I want to read that they have available and what their wait times look like. I think this is a great way to like give yourself an expectation of how long book waits may take for a book you like or a popular title perhaps, and also to see that they actually have books you want to read in their library, which I think is one of the hardest things to judge without actually browsing. So seriously, check Overdrive every time before you sign up for library cards at these places. The other one I do use quite a bit, especially for my YA titles and some of my more popular releases, is the Charlotte Mecklenburg Library. Offers a $45 out-of-state card. It is a little cheaper than the Queen's Public Library by $5, so if budget is in mind, this may be the one you want to go with. I have had pretty good luck at the Charlotte Mecklenburg Library. This used to be the library very close to where I used to live, which is why I've kept it so far, and I plan to renew it next year. It's not that expensive and I don't have to read that many books through it to be worth it personally. So again, the other tip I'm gonna give you is talk to your friends. You as a reader probably have other friends who are readers, and you perhaps could swap library cards and both share a Libby account, because that's not doing any harm by doing this. Like, authors are still getting paid for their work when you do this, and also we're benefiting the county because like the library stuff is often judged by checkouts, and budget is determined by how many books are checked out each year for most places. I can't speak for everywhere, but that is my understanding. So two of you using the same library card number to check out things, not a big deal. The other tip is get on the websites for the libraries near you and look and see if they offer county over cards or service area cards depending on where you live. So I am able to get the Nashville Davidson County library card for $10 if I want to use their Overdrive and Libby. That's not that expensive. It's something I'm probably going to do at some point, but again, often you even can go over one county and you can get that card for free, or like I said, $10. So honestly, I think this is an overlooked way to get more library access, is by like, you know, finding the next county over that. And sometimes if it's like a $10 one and they have like a state or a regional like library system that they all use for overdrive, that can be really beneficial. I know here in Tennessee we have Tennessee Reads, and that is like a big consortium of libraries, and a lot of books get purchased because there's more budget to go towards it. So keep that in mind. But for real though, swap with your friends, because I have so many library cards just by swapping with my other friends who are also readers, and it benefits us all greatly because we get to read the books we want to read quicker and without having to pay $20 for a paperback or $15 for an ebook. All right, next we're going to talk about Kindle Unlimited. I feel like this is everyone's like best friend as a romance reader, especially. I know I read a lot of books from KU, and I know a lot of us do as well. KU usually does go on sale a couple times a year. Usually if you're not seeing a sale, cancel your subscription. It should prompt you to then renew for a deal, which is how mine currently is. I'm currently in my like deal that I got when I canceled that gave me through like January for $10 or something or less. Like, it was very cheap. The other option that someone shared with me in the comments that I want to share is that you can gift yourself a KU subscription. So I actually gifted myself 12 months of KU for $80 recently, and that was great. So it extended my KU out for another year. I don't have to think about it. If I see a sale again, I'll pick it up again on sale, but I'm not going to be worried about losing my KU because I for sure get my money's worth out of it. But it's also, like I said, just a good way to pick up things if you're trying to read moderately cheaply and not have to pay for every single book you read. Then also, obviously we're headed into the holiday season here and sales. So there will be sales most likely on KU this coming week that this video goes up. I will post them on my stories as always if there is a sale on KU. So be sure to check that out. I highly recommend watching for those sales. And again, the gifting option was amazing and very streamlined process for me to do. I will link to the gifting page down below in case anybody is needing a KU subscription before the sales. And then also if I see a sale, like I said, I will post it on my Instagram stories for you. Then we have audiobooks. So audiobooks I feel like are one of the most expensive things to do, like to read via, because one, if you get through like one a day, that gets very expensive very quick. So there's a couple of things. One, whenever I have Audible, I've always bought a year deal for Audible where I got my 12 credits for $100. I never pay full price for Audible. So that's a good way to look, a good deal to look for. So make sure you're doing that, like check for sales for a year. That sometimes they'll send you an offer to sign up for a year for whatever. Libro also does really great deals for credit bundles and to sign up for a year, etc. of books. So be sure to check Libro. Also, with shopping happening, if you're planning to shop indie this weekend for Small Business Saturday or any year, make sure you check out what the Libro deals are. Usually I've found that if I spend $60 or something at any indie bookstore, Libro will gift me a book. So you just submit your receipt, fill out a form, and you get a free ebook, and you get a free audiobook. So I think this is a really great option if you're already going to be shopping for your reader friends anyways at the bookstore, and just a great way to get back. Libro also is a great option if you don't want to support Jeff Bezos and you want to support indie bookstores. So be sure you're checking out Libro. I really love their service and I really like their app. Something else to keep in mind with Libro is they do monthly book club sales. So they have the Kiss Club and they have the YA book club where they will put titles on sale for really affordable, like $3.99, $4.99, like nothing too expensive. So it's a great option for picking up titles that you're really interested in and maybe can't get from your library when you want them. Then another option that does a lot of books on sale is Chirp Books. I have not really used Chirp Books yet, so I'm not familiar with their interface or their app yet, but I'm curious to explore it at some point. This one, I've seen so many books for 99 cents, $1.99, $2.99, $3, you know, the prices vary, but really good deals on some great audiobook options and some popular titles. So I would definitely check out Chirp Books if you are trying to find something specific. Next, we have the two streaming service audiobook options, we'll call them. There's Scribd and AnyPlay. So AnyPlay I've not really used yet. I would be open to trying it, I just haven't. They only go up to 2 times speed on their book, but they do have a lot of popular titles and a lot of books available, so that's nice. I know a lot of people like them a lot, so it's a good option for those of us who want to listen to more audiobooks, and I think their service is $9.99 a month, but I'm not positive. Another service similar to AnyPlay is Scribd, which I personally use a lot. They recently updated their iPhone app, go to 3 times speed, which works great for me. I've used Scribd for a while now, and I've learned a couple tips along the way to help me maximize how many books I get through on Scribd in a month. So my biggest tip on Scribd is don't download your books and don't favorite the book you're reading. I don't know why, but it seems to work pretty well for me, and I rarely get cut off, and if I do, it's like 1 or 2 days before my subscription rolls over to the next billing period. Scribd is $11.99 a month, but they also have, I'll have a link for you where if you sign up you get 2 months free and I get a free month, or you can gift yourself a year, I think for $100. So they do have some good options. I would sign up for the trial before you gift yourself a whole year and see what you think of it, but I've had great luck with Scribd, so I always recommend it. All right, we're almost done. Next, we have the essential extensions for book browsing and like finding out where you have books, because let's say you do have multiple library cards, but like I do, you want to know where your books are at and where you can go check them out. Libby has streamlined this process, and it's a lot easier to view what of your libraries have a book in stock, but there's 2 apps that I can't, or like extension app things that I can't recommend enough. So first up, I'm going to walk you through eReader IQ. This one happens to be one of my favorites, and I've been using it for a very long time, and I cannot recommend it enough. Because you know how oftentimes popular new titles will drop to $3.99 within 2 to 3 months of coming out? This service will allow you to get an email that alerts you to that price drop, and it's fan-freaking-tastic, y'all. Fan-freaking-tastic. So eReader IQ, you just put in the book you're looking for. You can set a % drop by, or you can also set a like alert me when it hits this price point, which is what I'm doing right here and showing you how to do. Again, very simple, very straightforward. I love eReader IQ. There's a browser extension as well, so when you're looking at a book on Amazon for digital, you can click on that and it will show you the price history of that book, which I think is also very informative, because there are certain books I've noticed that like there are times a year where they drop, you know, like holiday books usually drop in October, November on price, things like that. I just think it's a great option. It also lets you know like, oh, this book is $9.99 right now, but like it literally plummets to $3.99 every 3 months. So maybe I wait a little bit, etc. And then the other extension, which is honestly my all-time favorite, is the library extension. So the library extension allows you to add all your libraries, Scribd to it, any services you have access to like that, and it will tell you when a book, where a book is available, if there's a wait for it, and everything else. So for me, with all my library cards, as you'll see here, it's very easy to get a quick glance at where I can get a book I want to read, like right now or in a timely fashion, including from Hoopla or Scribd, which is a great perk. So that's it for everything I know and do to save money on my ebook purchases, especially with how much I read in a year. If you made it this far, let me know if you have any tips or tricks for saving money on your digital book purchases. And if you don't want to do that, leave me a money-related emoji of your choice in the comments, y'all. I will have links to everything for you in the description box, as well as links to my friend anywhere on the internet, and I will talk to y'all in just a few days. Bye.
Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be. Life with no distractions.